Hello, 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 everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. And it is time for another edition of the weekly track roundup, where I go over what I felt were the worst and the best tracks of the week. You know what it is. Let's get a few shout-outs out of the way first. Our Turntable Lab link, which we get kickback from. Please use that. That would be nice. Also, our Patreon page, where for a very cheap monthly tier, you can get some bonus content. Also, access to our Discord, all that stuff. It supports us and everything that we do. And also, Jim O'Rourke. I have a recommendation here coming from Austin. Austin writes an excerpt from Jim O'Rourke's new album, Shutting Down Here. So the whole piece comes highly recommended to fans of instrumental experimental O'Rourke. And this is an excerpt of his song Shutting Down Here. So that is linked down below. Always awesome when Austin can pass us something along to listen to. And let's get into the worst tracks this week. We have a handful of songs that I did not really care for all that much. Let's get into it. Ba-bam! First, we have this new one from Lil Yachty, who just dropped Little Boat 3. And not crazy about this track, honestly. Split/Whole Time. It's basically two boring songs connected without much in the way of strong hooks, great performance, creative instrumental. Lil Yachty just sounds lost in the woods, y'all. I just don't really get it. His music has just grown more and more average, and the unique, quirky characteristics, the unique character that painted his early work is just evaporating before our ears with each year passing. I just don't get it. Then we have a new track from Tones and I, which I know many people have maybe been anticipating because that Dance Monkey track is so popular. This one is titled You're So Fucking Cool, and just like with that monkey cut, the vocals are god awful. I just do not get the appeal of this singing. It's I mean, I like a lot of unorthodox vocalists, but as far as a pop vocal goes, this is terrible. I just don't get it. Don't see the appeal. Then we also have a new track from Orville Peck, whose music continues to, the appeal of it anyway, elude me. I just don't like the vocals at all. I think the singing is so painfully weak, and when you're making dramatic country like this, you need a strong vocal, and I just feel like Orville doesn't have it. He has the aesthetic. I love the artsy approach, and I like that on this track, songwriting-wise and aesthetically, it seems heavily inspired by Johnny Cash's American series. There are even points where it feels like Peck is singing in a purposely old mannish type voice to create something along those lines. But again, even in that context, the vocals I don't think are that strong. Like the instrumental, super dramatic, and again, I like the cowboy aesthetic, like that it's mysterious and artsy, but the vocals got to improve, y'all. They got to improve. Not digging this new track from a posthumous track from Juice WRLD and Trippie Redd, Tell Me You Love Me. I just think the instrumental's a mess. While I think Trippie and Juice sort of do their thing, it's not the best Trippie performance I've heard in my life. I just don't like this beat at all. The somewhat international beat and the droning, just overbearing bass that adds nothing whatsoever to the groove of the song. It's not really the best production. Just some awful production really ruining this track, in my view. We also have a cut from Diplo's new country record, which I guess that was going to happen eventually. Diplo kind of does a little bit of everything, I suppose. But Hometown with Zac Brown and Danielle Bradbury is an awkward and god-awful mix of modern pop country and millennial pop and electronic dance music. It's really a mishmash of a lot of different things coming together horribly, and I hope to never hear it again. We also have over here Cigarettes After Sex with their new track, You're All I Want, still sounding like the most boring band in the world. The instrumental is so skeletal, bare, and lifeless, and the vocals even more so. I just don't get the appeal. Let's go into the tracks that I felt like were meh. Wasn't blown away by them, but still felt like they were worth shouting out. We have some new Protomartyr over here, which was pretty dramatic. I like the progression of the instrumental. Certainly one of the more dynamic Protomartyr tracks, not like some straightforward meat and potatoes post-punk or anything like that they are known for in their older stuff. But I don't know, just felt like the song was too indirect to really catch on. Moving on from there, we have, and by the way, the name of that track is Michigan Hammers. Also want to point out an interesting project over here that some of y'all might like more than me. The Soft Pink Truth, who also functions, of course, as one half of Matmos, which if you're into Matmos, you should be. Or, I mean, rather, if you're not into Matmos, you should be. But the Soft Pink Truth, this is the second Soft Pink Truth album that has come out this year, and I don't know how rushed this one or how planned this one was, but apparently this is a full project of like crust punk covers, and this one is a Doom cover of the song Police Bastard, and there are a lot of aggressive vocals and harsh synths and break beats, so it's a pretty, oh man, I keep hitting this mic. It's a pretty creative approach to covering this style of music, even if I think execution-wise, a lot of the tracks could have been better, including this one. But still, I've never heard a crust punk cover project quite like this, so it's certainly worth pointing out. We also have a new Flaming Lips cut featuring Casey Musgraves, though her appearance is so faint and hanging in the background, it's barely really there. But I like the grand instrumentation. I like the slightly vintage psych pop and rock instrumentation. It's just not the strongest Lips song. It's really not. If this track was truly going to hit, it needs a stronger song. Not the best Flaming Lips songwriting, in my view. We also have Lamb of God over here, sounding pretty ferocious with this new cut Roots featuring Chuck Billy. Lamb of God has always sounded very mid for me in terms of metalcore, and this song is also kind of an instance of that. But I know there are a lot of fans out there, and I certainly don't think they're a bad band. I mean, truly a really good, respectable metalcore outfit. And Randy seems like a really nice guy, and shouts out and puts on a lot of good bands and artists out there. So, big respect to Lamb of God for me, even though I'm not a huge fan. And we also have Kemba over here, rapper, singer, songwriter, hailing from New York. Kemba, Kill Your Idols is the name of his new cut over here. I wasn't so much crazy about the sing-songy direction that he took on his last project. I feel like that is smoothing out a little bit on this new cut, but in an effort to do that, I feel like he's taken on a lot of derivative sounds on this new single. There are portions that sound a little bit like Open Mike Eagle. There are portions that sound a little bit like Brockhampton. Hopefully he kind of, evolves through this on the other side, sounding better than he ever has. I mean, the vocals, I think, are better on this track than they were on, again, the project I mentioned earlier. But now it's sort of becoming really obvious, like what's inspiring that process a little bit. But I don't know. I guess we'll see where this progresses. Excuse me. We also have a new track from Dolly Parton, country legend. I do love the vocals. The song is hella dramatic. The progression is quite nice, but the instrumental is just overproduced as fuck. I just don't get an instrumental that sounds this pristine and sanitary. Really kind of pulls the soul out of the song, in my opinion. We also have a new track from George Clanton and Nick Hexum over here, Aurora Summer. Love the instrumental. Wavy and psychedelic and immersive as fuck. Sweet to the ear. Just love the timbres. Just love how, I don't know, just surreal it all sounds. But the vocals, I think, are kind of weak. I mean, I encourage this continued love affair between George and Nick, but I am still, kind of like waiting, like, man, when are we going to get some more solo George Clanton? But whatever. I digress. All right, we also have a new track over here from Bright Eyes. Connor Oberst and the gang are back with a One and Done. And yeah, it's a pretty huge instrumental statement, a lot of strings. In a way, I guess it reminds me of some of the stuff from Lifted, but doesn't feel quite as raw or as purposeful or as urgent. Maybe a little overproduced in a sense with just how arranged the whole thing is, but I don't know. I mean, the late era Bright Eyes is just not hitting like it used to, sadly. We have a new track from Amine over here, Riri. Obviously, huge nod to Rihanna on this cut, essentially. And I don't know, vibe okay, instrumental okay, flows and verses okay. Wasn't terrible while it's on, but didn't really jump out at me for any one reason. And let's get into the tracks I thought were the best ones this week. The best tracks. We have quite a few. Remember, all these songs, everything is linked down below. So if you are curious, you want to try any of this stuff, it's down below. We have Whitney with an awesome John Denver cover with Waxahatchee on Take Me Home, Country Roads. It's quite nice. It's quite sweet. Give it a listen. Might inspire you. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep it moving. There we go. Ooh. Oh, I hope you guys dig this track. So this is like a posse cut. Rappers, singers, that sort of thing. It's titled Zoom. The music video is like, themed like a Zoom call. And it's a banger. God, it's a banger. So many good performances, so much personality, so much character. Production is fun as hell. Can't say enough nice things about this track. Give this a listen. This is fantastic. This is fucking fantastic. Just make a note. I know you guys probably don't listen to all the songs that I talk about in this segment, but make a note. Try this track. Do not let this one slip by you because it's fun as hell. And if you head over there, tell them in the comments Anthony Fantano sent you. All right, we also have the Lemon Twigs over here, who every new song I hear from the Lemon Twigs, while not being crazy about their earlier stuff, this one is titled Moon, just kind of brings them closer to being modern glam rock gods, man. Like, they're sounding good. The songs are sounding good. The performances, the vocal performances are sounding fun and energetic. And I'm just loving that they're bringing back that old school vibe with a kind of fun, eccentric flair. I'm liking it. Digging it. Lemon Twigs. We also have over here a band by the name of Spirit Possession. The name of this track is Spirit Possession. And it is some rowdy, crazy, insane, extreme, kind of black metal. It's a mix of a few different things, but it's totally nuts, that's for sure. Like, it is absolutely nuts. Some weird transitions along the track. The vocals are off their rocker. Looking forward to hearing more from Spirit Possession. I will leave it at that. We also have Tekken, new collaborative single from Rosalía and Travis Scott. Travis doing his thing on a reggaeton cut with some great production. It's a little disorienting, some crazy transitions here and there. It's always changing. It's always progressing towards something. But I don't know. I mean, as far as a collaborative track from these two, better than I expected, especially given how underwhelming Highest or whatever in the room was. I don't even care to remember it. And also, I mean, if you had told me just on paper, like, is Travis going to do well on a song of this style, I would assume no. But he actually kind of kills it. So hell yes to this. Let's move on to the next one. We have Cutie Pie, new track from JPEGMAFIA, and loving this one. Kind of has a bit of an old school style to it. Like Peggy is pulling from some jazz rap flavors on this one. Bit of an old school flow, and I'm liking that. I think he does well with it. And just looking forward to hearing this track kill it amongst many others on a new project. We also have More Jewelry, which is this record that this song comes off of, I guess dropped earlier in the year, but I saw the music video for this pop up in the Don Giovanni record label YouTube feed, so I imagine they're doing something together now. And this song, Working, over here, let me make a note of myself to check this out further, but still. This is some really cool, tense, and thought-provoking noise rock. I'm liking it quite a bit. It's very artful. It's very left field, and it's got a great energy to it. So, and it's not, your standard thrash and bash. We're just going to be as loud as possible type of noise rock. It reminds me a little bit of the no wave era, a little bit in a way. So check it out. More Jewelry, Working is the title of the song. We also have Lady Gaga, new collaborative cut over here featuring BLACKPINK, which I think goes over better than, I would have expected. I was hoping it would be good, but it turned out pretty cool. Dramatic entrance from Gaga on the track, good vocal performance, some sassy and charismatic verses from BLACKPINK, solid production too. The lyrics aren't the best, though they have not been amazing during this album cycle so far in the teasers, but still. Liking this meeting of the minds. I think this crossover went as well as anyone could have hoped. We also have a new track over here with Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. Their new project, Alfredo, is out now, and this song over here features Tyler, the Creator. Something to Rap About is the title of it. Great, classy, soulful instrumental. 2 solid verses from Freddie and Tyler. Great performances. Good chemistry between these guys, and just loving the track. Looking forward to hearing more from the new project. We also have the Flatbush Zombies over here with I Am Legend, and it's a psychedelic rap banger, with some good verses from Juice and Michi and Eric. Liking it, digging it. And we also have this artist over here from London, who I have just found out about this past week, and she goes by the name of Dreya Mac, and she has a really cool melodic and solid flow and delivery. And I think she's got a lot of character, talent, and personality from the sound of this track that she has dropped recently, Skippin. So give it a try. Give it a shot. London is killing it, and this is part of the reason why. We also have Dos Monos, who are also killing it, of course. And they have this new track titled Civil Rap Song featuring Audrey Tang. And given that Dos Monos are Japanese experimental hip-hop kings, it is absolutely left field, insane samples, and intricate flows and all that, sounding as unique as a Dos Monos song usually does. And a couple more we have. Young Dolph over here, R&B, featuring Megan Thee Stallion. Not usually a big Young Dolph fan, but he came through with a solid hook, somewhat catchy flow, even though it's not super busy or anything like that. The lines kind of stick in your head. And the Megan performance is top. It's like one of her better features. So loving it, digging it, fucking with it. And we have some new Brockhampton cuts. And surprisingly, of this whole technical difficulty series, all these singles they've been dropping, these are my 2 favorites so far. Fishbone features some great features from most of the guys in the group. Good chemistry from everybody. It's melodic. It's a little moody too, but it's fantastic. And we also have a cut featuring JPEGMAFIA over here. Chain on Hold Me. And Peggy's performance is great. The production hits hard. And some interesting transitions in the song, too. Look, at the end of the day, I don't know what all of these songs are leading to. But I'll say once again, I like that the group is staying creative, dropping more output. And I don't know, increase in quality from these 2 new tracks. I don't know. Digging it. Fucking with it. All right, we also have apparently Luke from Here We Go Magic, which is a music project a lot of you might not even be familiar with, but apparently he's coming through with music under this alter ego art Feynman. I'm not sure. I wasn't even aware it was him when I initially stumbled upon the song. All I know is that it sounded like some very quirky, fun, somewhat hypnotic and repetitive, maybe in a way krautrockian, hypnagogic pop. Again, with a lot of quirk, a heaping helping of quirk. Not sure now, like when this thing is dropping, but I'm liking this track. It's linked down below. I found it very curious and While I have not been in love with anything Luke has done in a long time, I was certainly close with this. I think it's very good. You know, I'm just wondering if it's going to lead to a project that's equally fun to listen to. And that has been the weekly track roundup, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got some good recommendations out of this video. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, weekly track roundup, forever.